Hello, this is Simon from brokenguitar.co.uk, and for this tutorial I'm going to do Allegro Moderato by Mauro Giuliani. Now this is one of the easier pieces for beginners. I would say this is probably grade 1 to grade 2 standard. Now it's in 4/4 time, and the version that I'm doing today is written in quavers or eighth notes. Now in many editions it will also be shown doubled up in time, and it will be shown in semi-quavers. But this is the version that I've taken from the tutor book, A Tune a Day, book 1. So it started in 4/4 time, and we're basically playing a chord of A minor. In fact, it's in the key of A minor. And we're placing the second finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret and the first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret. So that's giving us our A and our C. And we're then playing an arpeggio based on this chord, which is the A minor chord. So we're playing the 5th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, back to the 3rd string, open 1st string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. So the first bar is, I'll play that again. Now for the first 4 bars of this composition, we keep the 2nd finger down on that 3rd string, so don't move it, just keep it in place. And into bar 2, we've got this little bass line played on the 5th string with the 3rd string coming in between the notes. So we're playing the open 5th string A, followed by the 3rd string. We bring the first finger onto the 2nd fret of the 5th string B, we play that. Then we play the 3rd string again, bring the 3rd finger onto the 5th string 3rd fret C, and the 3rd string again in between, and then back to the open string. So bar 2 is, this is good for getting finger independence working. So bars 1 and 2 are now, I'll play that again. Keeping that 2nd finger down on that 3rd string, we're going into bar 3 and we're playing a chord of D minor. So keep that 2nd finger down, place the little finger preferably on the 2nd string 3rd fret D, and the first finger on the 1st string 1st fret F. We're playing the 4th string, and then we continue with our arpeggio, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. So bar 3 is, into bar 4 we're now playing a bass line similar to the one we played in bar 2, but this time instead of it being on the 5th string, it's on the 4th string. So we play the open 4th string, the 3rd string in between, 1st finger 2nd fret 4th string E, A coming in between, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 4th string F, 3rd string yet again, back to the open string. So that is. So our first 4 bars then are, remember, keep that 2nd finger down, and it's. Now into bar 5, we can now take that 2nd finger off, and we place the 2nd finger now onto the 4th string 2nd fret E, and the 1st finger onto the 3rd string G sharp, giving us a chord of E major. So now we continue with our arpeggio that we've played more or less from the beginning. So this time it's the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. Holding that 1st finger down on our G sharp on that 3rd string, we have a little bass line again, similar to the previous two, but this time we're now starting with the finger already in place on that 2nd fret 4th string. So we're playing the E followed by the 3rd string G sharp, bring that 3rd finger onto the 4th string 3rd fret, giving us F, 3rd string, back to the E on the with the 2nd finger 2nd fret, then down to the open D. So bar 6 is, so bar 5 and 6 gives us bar 7, we have an inversion of a chord of A minor. This time we've got the bass notes of C on the 3rd fret 5th string, A with the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string C. And we continue with our right hand arpeggio, which is 5, 3, 2, 3, open 1st, 3rd string, 2nd, 3rd. Into bar 8, we're changing chords to a chord of E dominant 7th, so we need the 2nd finger on the 5th string 2nd fret, the 1st finger back on our G sharp on the 3rd string 1st fret, and the little finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret. So now that's giving us, again, our right hand arpeggio is 5, 3, 2, 3, open 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. So bar 8 is, so from the beginning we have this. Now, bar 9 from bar 9 through to bar 12 is a repeat of the opening bars. So we're back to bar 11, bar 12, bar 13. Now, it's an A minor chord. So for this, we place the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret 4th string E, the 3rd finger onto the 3rd string A 2nd fret, and the 1st finger onto our 1st fret 2nd string C. So we're playing 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. So that's, don't move the fingers. In bar 14 we're just playing the 6th string bass note, and we continue with our right hand arpeggio. 6, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. And into bar 15, all we need to do now is remove the 1st finger to give us our open B. We're playing the 4th string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, open 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. So that's, and into bar 16, place the 1st finger on the 3rd string 1st fret G sharp, and we're playing the arpeggio again, but this time we're playing the 6th string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. And then into bar 17 through to the end we have arpeggios based on the chords of A minor and E major. So we're playing the second finger on the third string, second fret, and the first finger back onto the first fret of the second string, and we're playing the fifth, third, second, open first string. We move the first finger, place that onto the third string, first fret G sharp, and we're playing the sixth string, third, open second, open first. So bar 17 is, bar 18 is just a repeat. And then to finish it, we play on bar 19 the fifth string open and the second finger on the second fret of the third string A. Now in the original version he does extend the ending, so the original version you're actually playing this twice as long. Now it's up to the individual player. You can do that if you wish to. Now one last point before we go over to the right hand, and that's that many beginners have problems changing chords, particularly on bars 3, the D minor chord, and bars 7 and 8. Now the best way I find for beginners to play these chord shapes is, the problem is trying to get the fingers down in time. So there's two ways we can practice this. We can practice each individual chord shape by placing the fingers down on the respective chords. So bar 3 is our D minor chord using 1, 2 and 4. Some players may find it's easier to use the third finger on that D on the second string. I prefer the little finger, and it's better if you can use the little finger. But what you can do is, if you place the fingers on the chord and then lift them into space, trying to preserve the shape and banging fingers down, that's a good exercise for changing or fingering the chords, because you need to try and get the fingers to land, if possible, simultaneously. Beginners do find that's a major problem. So one way around it is to actually finger the notes in the order that you play them in the composition. So on bar 3, we've already got the second finger placed on the third string. So what we can do, we can play that. The next note that we place our finger on is the D, which is on the second beat in bar 3. So first of all we can play the open D, which is the first beat, the A, which is the second half of the first beat, and as we're playing those notes we can then place the little finger down. We're coming back to that third string, then on the third beat we can place the first finger down on that first string. So we can actually finger that chord by playing it as, well I'll play it from bar 2. So if we play from bar 2, bar 3, notice you can place the fingers as you're running through the sequence. The same applies to bar 7 and 8, where again we've got the chord shape with the third finger on the fifth string, second finger on the third, and the first finger on the second string. So again you can finger that chord shape and just bang the fingers down as hard as you can, trying to get them to land simultaneously. Or, as in the previous method, we can finger the notes in the order that you're playing it. So the important note is the first beat, C. So we play that. As we're playing that, we can place the second finger down on the A. Then the next note is putting the first finger down on the C. So we can play bar 7 by playing in that order. And same with bar 8. So again, the shape is actually B on the fifth string, G sharp and the little finger on the D on the second string. So we can practice that chord of E7 by hammering the fingers down. And again, we can finger the notes in the order that you play them. So we need to hit the B, then the first finger on the G sharp, and then the little finger on the second string D. So that would then be. So bar 7 through to bar 8 would then be. Aim for the B. And that's one way you can play through these tricky chordal bars. And now over to the right hand. So we're starting with the right hand fingers lined up on the strings, with the thumb on the 5th string, the index finger on the 3rd, middle finger on the 2nd string, and the 3rd finger on the 1st string, ready to play the arpeggios, which is thumb, index, middle, index, 3rd, index, middle, index. And now on bar 2, we're now playing the thumb, plays the bass note, index finger's playing the 3rd string, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index. So that is now from bar 1 to bar 2. Bar 3 is similar in that this time we're still lining the fingers up, but the thumb plays the 4th string. So that's thumb, index, middle, index, 3rd, index, middle, index. We continue in bar 4 with our little bass phrase, which is thumb, index, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. Into bar 5, which is the same principle where you're playing the arpeggio, thumb, index, middle, index, 3rd, index, middle, index. And in bar 6, it's thumb, index finger, thumb, thumb, index finger, thumb, index finger. And then into bar 7, just pure arpeggios. So we're playing the 5th string, 3rd string, middle, 3rd. So that's thumb, index, middle, index, 3rd finger, index, middle, 3rd. Bar 8's the same. Bar 9, we're back to a repeat of the first 4 bars. So bar 13 on the A minor chord is the thumb, 4th string, index, middle, index, 3rd. So that right hand is pretty constant throughout this composition. Bar 14, we're just playing the 6th string with the thumb and continuing with our arpeggio. Bar 15 is just a continuation again, we're playing the 4th string. First 3 strings. Bar 16, we're playing the 6th string with the thumb and again repeating the arpeggio. Bar 17 is thumb, first 3 strings, 6th string, thumb, and bar 18 is just a repeat, 5th string, 6th string, and bar 9 we're just playing the 5th string and the 3rd string together as a chord. So that is. And there we have the Allegro Moderato by Mauro Giuliani. I hope this video helps you to play this little piece. It's a good exercise in right hand arpeggios and finger independence movement with the left hand. Music and tabs are available free from my website www.boltonguitar.co.uk, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.